Right, short-term memory. Looking round, you're all past your peak of having a good memory. But, yeah, the good thing is though, that's 25. Oh, that's your peak. 25, that is your peak of having good memory. At 35, it starts to taper off, unless you're actually using it and taking things on board in the right way. Yeah, that may go a little bit. You have your long-term memory. This is your filing system. And this is what's gone up there, and it's filed away, we hope, in the right way. When it goes up, it's just... Oh, that's funny. Oh, this is it, I must have skipped over. I told you I'm not very good with this thing. In a minute it goes vroom, 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 and it's not my fault, it's this, it's nothing to do with me. Your short-term memory. Your short-term memory lasts around about 15 to 30 seconds, right? You can make a difference to that one. You can make a difference to that one by organising things in a slightly different way. I'm going to talk about chunking a little bit later on, so I'm not going to go into that for very purpose now, because I will go on later on. It's a matter of, I think everybody in this room, obviously, has been a learner at some point. And it's that, and I talk to the students about this all the time, especially our guys who are doing the PW course or clerk of works and everything, because you all think, right, I've got to study, I've got to get it done right, I've only got tonight to do it, and you sit there and you don't work, because short-term memory is not that long. You've got to get it up there into the long-term memory, and eventually your long-term memory needs time to digest. It's a bit like eating loads. If it doesn't digest, well, it's not going anywhere, or it might come back up. I don't talk about that, it's nasty. But you've got to allow it time to go into the long-term memory. If you ever are in that situation now where you are learning, one of the things I would always say to you is never go on or never take more than about 30 minutes on any one learning topic. After 30 minutes, stand up, walk away, go and get yourself a drink. It's like that advert on television for Kit Kat, where he said take a break and people are throwing those all that information at him. That is exactly what it's like for you. You need to stop, you need to take a break. Just walking away, clearing, go get yourself a drink, whatever it happens to be. Get a Kit Kat if you've got a Kit Kat home, you like them, but you take time out, because when you come back, your short to long-term memory would have started doing its trick, and then short-term memory is ready to take other things on board. The other thing is, if you're ever learning or studying with something, you have a pen or you have a marker in your hand. Does anyone use a pen or a marker when they're actually trying to take information on board? Yeah? Because all you do is, it's like our students when we ask them to take notes. You don't want all the ifs and the ands and the buts. That doesn't matter, that's just carrier language. You just want your key words. So as you read, you can educate your mind, if you like, for recognising what are the key words that I need. And then you just underline or highlight that key word. At the end, first of all, you've said to your brain, oh, this word's important, that word's important, and then if you want to go on and use that because you've got an exam coming up or whatever it happens to be, you then transfer all of those onto whatever your system is. I personally do my maths, but some people like to sort of just have those words in a list or whatever it happens to be, but it's those key words. The other thing, you can put that away, and when it comes to revision, you get that out to revise. You haven't got to read the whole thing again. You just read your highlighted words. I love the fact you're there because you're nodding to me. That's really, aren't I? I didn't plant you, but if I had to have a plant in the room, it would be you. Because you do not need any of that carrier language. Does anybody do speed reading? When you speed read, you don't read every word on the page. And I defy anybody in here to say if they're reading a book or a magazine or a newspaper, they read every single word. You don't. your eyes look over and it takes what it needs off of the page. Because around about 75, 80% is just carrier language. You don't need it. So next time you've got to learn anything, just keep that in mind, that we don't need all of that stuff. Right. Storage on the long-term memory. Potentially, anything that you have done in your life is still there. It's not the putting in so much as it's getting out. And you know, people talk about deja vu. They see something on TV or they go somewhere and think, I've been here before. Chances are you had when you were a little one, or the other way that quite often happens is you've seen the picture of that in the book or you've seen it on TV and it's imprinted into your mind and you think, oh, I've been here before, I recognise what that's like, because it's there in your brain, and the very fact that you're visually recreating or seeing it pops it into your mind. I've just got to turn on this fan for a minute and you'll find out what later on. This is coming up here because bear with me. Switched on. Hopefully. I'm very good at the stuff up there. I don't know how to turn the fan on. Oh God, that's that.
Start button on the front.
Is it? Why have I got any glasses on? I need a bit useless, isn't it, to do that sort of thing.
Oh, it says soft on.
It's quiet.
There you go.
Not
Right.
ours that vibrates.
You'll find out about that a bit later on. Oh, and if anybody else wants water, I bought in, well, it was iced water with lemon in over there, and there's some cups as well. Because one of the things you need to be effective at learning, you need to be hydrated, you need to make sure that you've had food. Okay, I presume you've all had breakfast. Is there anyone here who hasn't had breakfast? Really? Oh, my kids were never allowed to go out of the house without having breakfast. They hated me for it, to the point where they said, oh, I'm too late, so I have to give them a breakfast bar or something to take. And then at the end of the week, I'd get them all out of the bag because I haven't eaten it. But yeah, you do need to do that. When your information goes in, you've probably heard of the word schemas. Right, when it goes in, it's organised in a certain way. It's organised by these schemas, which operate through your neurotransmitters, all this going on up there. If you have put that in the correct way, it's a bit like fishing. If you've stored everything, a bit later on when you need that information out, you go, and you can read it back in and get exactly what you need. Except, as I said, if we've got those interruptions to the process, which we're going to take a look at in a minute.